Hey, I can't sleep. So this is the first part of Super Robot Wars V, which does not mean 5. I was corrected on. Yeah, so here's the long and the short of it. This is an SRPG, so strategy RPG. Think like Fire Emblem, XCOM. There's tiles. You move your characters around. You fight. It's great. The difference with this game is that every attack is super goddamn long because the game wants to be an anime so badly, which is both amazing and annoying. But it's not too bad because you can just skip it and they let you speed it up, so it's fine. But the hook on this one is that it combines all the different robots of the different different mech animes. So, for instance, if you want to fully appreciate this game, like get the most you can out of it, my recommended watching list would be Full Metal Panic, because that plays a big part in this game. I think it's Cross Rondo of something and Dragon. I have the list right here. Cross Ange, Rondo of Angel and Dragon, which, if you look for it on Crunchyroll will ask, "Are you sure you want to watch this?" Because apparently there's some fucked up shit in that. I haven't watched it because I got most of the story from this game, but I plan to. And then there's Evangelion 1.1, 2.2, 3.3. Basically the Evangelion movies that have come out. Or the original series, either works. And then there's a fuck ton of like Gundam that you can watch, but I'm not going to recommend that. And then there's Shin Mazinger, Zambots, Daitarn, Might Gain, but all of that is pretty well explained in the game, so you don't have to worry about it. But the story of this game, the framework of it takes place within a couple different animes. Like, they combine the stories of a few different ones, but the driving force is Space Battleship Yamato 2199. I don't know if that's an anime or a movie, but again, you don't really need to watch it because it's like the base story, so you'll get most of it. But that being said, I'm going to do a New Game Plus. Now, the problem with that is that this game isn't particularly difficult. The two I've played are Super Robot Wars V and Super Robot Wars X, and X is a bit harder. But I have a few things I need to accomplish. So, first of all, obviously I'm doing this for trophies, because why wouldn't I? But there's a couple miscellaneous trophies I have to do. But the biggest ones I'm aiming for are achieve the ending of both the male and female protagonists. So you have to do at least 2 playthroughs. I've beaten it with the male protagonist, and I need to do a female protagonist run. The story is a little bit different, but it only changes here and there. I need to collect all 5 emblems, so that's ties to this one, which is obtain all 51 Super Robot points. I'll explain that in a bit. And then Peak Production and Factory Master, which again, I'll explain later. But the rest aren't too bad, but it just means that I need to play again. Now, I'm going also, in case you're wondering, this is what the cover art looks like. It's pretty goddamn cool. But I'm going to be doing a New Game Plus, because it makes getting some of the Super Robot points a little easier. Like, as you can see, there's 51, I got 43. So they're not that hard, but I'd like to make it easier. So we're going to do data migration. Now, data migration is pretty cool, because every every playthrough, you get to carry some parts from the playthrough before. So, actually, I'm looking at these, and I don't recognize any of what theirs are called. So I beat this game a few months ago, and I just beat Super Robot Wars X, and they change a few things here and there. It's basically the same game with a different story. Like the framework is the same, but they change a few items and a few skill names. So, all right, yes. So I can pick 5 items to carry over, and they all have different shit they do. But there's a couple that I'm going to want right off the bat. So, increase weapon damage by 200, mobility by 20, reduces weapon energy consumption by 10%. That's a good one. That's a good one. These are all pretty good, but there's one in particular I'm looking for. I'm trying to find them. So all of these are pretty helpful, but there's a few that'll be more helpful. So I want to bring Fairy Breath. Because what this does is let's use the Spirit Command Bless. Think of it as just the special ability, but the special ability makes it so all of your robots, which can be up to 20, gain the ability Bless. And what Bless does is the next enemy they defeat, the money they gain from it will be doubled. So basically use Fairy Breath at the beginning of the battle and just basically double your money. So, definitely want to bring that along. 9's Encouragement, uses the Spirit Command Bravery. This is another good one. So there's abilities called Soul and Valor, I think they are. And what they do is they double, or it does ×2 damage or ×2.2, so even a little bit more than double damage on the next attack. Now, those abilities, rightfully so, are kind of locked by your level, so you can't get them until a little later in the game. Except if you use this, because Bravery gives you like a bunch of different buffs. It gives you Soul, or I think it gives you Valor, and then like a couple other like good ones we'll get into later. Basically, it's a cheap way to get Soul pretty easy. You can only use it once per map, but it's worth it. X-Bank's not too bad, but it's not too hard. So the next ones I want to get are CQB Supporter and Gunfight Supporter. What these do is this increases your like melee damage and your movement by 2. So there's 2 different types of attack. There's melee or guns. So these are somewhat easy to get early on, but you can never have too many of them. And then there's one more I'm looking for, the V Circuit. So this increases your movement, your weapon damage, and your range for all the weapons, and that's pretty damn overpowered. I actually had trouble picking these the first time I did this, but I think I've got this pretty sorted out. This seems like a good collection of 5. As you can see, there are pages and pages of stuff I can get. The reason I'm not too worried about this is that I can just buy it all later. Yeah, I think this one's a good one too. It doesn't matter. So I can either buy it or unlock them as I go later, so I'm not too worried about these. But these are like my favorite ones to use. And if I'd already beaten this game, so if this was my 3rd carryover, I'd be able to bring 10 and then 15 and so on. So they really want you to keep playing the game. But those are the ones I'm going to start with. I'm going to go with standard mode, because that's the hardest it gets, and you need to do standard mode to get the super robot points. As I said, I've played as Soji, now I'm playing as Chitose. For birthday, I'm going to put my birthday. The reason they have you do this, besides just customization, is that your main character will gain different abilities as they level up, depending on what your birthday and blood type are, which is a cool feature. That being said, I'm going to skip right through this shit. Because like I said, they wish they were an anime, so what they end up doing a lot is just retelling the story over and over, like most anime do, where they just like repeat themselves. So here's the long and the short. Okita is the captain, and he's doing some mission out near Jupiter, and that dude is sacrificing himself so Okita can get away. And he's somewhat important. He's the older brother of another character. Doesn't really come too much into play. It's not even that important when it does come into play. It's a little bit, but eh. So this is 2 characters, and they find a random, like, thing on Mars, and it turns out to be a woman. The woman's dead, and she has a mission saying that she can help Earth if they can make it to Iskandar, which is like on the other side of the galaxy. That's the long and the short of it. Basically, Earth has been ravaged. There's no more oceans. That's the Earth. It's just completely barren. Humanity will die out if they don't find some way to fix it. So they task one last mission to the Yamato to go across the galaxy, find the technology at Iskandar, bring it back, and then hopefully restore the Earth. I'm going to tell you this, a lot more shit is going to happen in between, so don't worry about it. These are Chitose and Soji. Soji's a retired, or Shoji's like sort of like a washed up pilot. He was in a squad that was in the war at Jupiter. His entire squad was wiped out except him. Chitose is a brand new. She's just doing shit around the lab. She's not actually a pilot. And that's pretty much what you got. So how do we get to know each other better? You can start by calling me my name. Fernatio Ensign. Is that how it's pronounced? Ensign or Enstig? Ensign. I don't know how it's pronounced. I'm going to say Ensign. Soji's typical flirting. The reason he's tan is because he spends a lot of time in space. That was how it was explained, which is strange. We'll skip right over this shit. So the reason I'm skipping this is because if I read this story and dialogue, we'd be here for another 30 minutes. There's a lot of exposition. It actually stopped me from playing this game at first. When in doubt, just kind of skip through it, because it's not that bad. I will say this is an import. This is one of the only physical games I own, and it's because what do you call it? This game was not released in the West, but it does have English subtitles. So if you order it, you can order it on Amazon. It'll even say like English subtitles. It's made by Bandai Namco. It's like a little bit more expensive. I think it's like either full price or like 80 bucks. Holy shit, is it worth it if you're into the mech anime and stuff. So there's two that are, or there's a couple that are available, but V and X are the ones I've played. I think I like X more, but I think V is a better overall story. But I like the robots in X more, so there's give and take. Alright, so surprisingly, things did not go smoothly. We're getting attacked by the Gamillans, who are invading from the other side of the galaxy. No, it can't be. That's the tactical lab. Oh, that's right. She also works in the tactical lab. This is awful. Is anybody there? This is Kisaragi, the defense unit. Please respond. Is taking the Earth not enough for you, Gamillas? You took our oceans, you took our lives, you took our future. What's next? There's something in the lab's hangar. That wasn't there 3 days ago, was it? How did this get here? The lab wasn't developing any weapons. I have no choice. I have to give it a shot. So in typical mech anime fashion, this random pilot finds this super overpowered robot just kind of left nowhere. What's going on with that unit? What is all this? It's impossible to control this thing. The cockpit looks sturdy enough to protect a pilot who's not wearing a flight suit. This still seems really dangerous. It has way too much power and more weapons than anybody needs. Was this some sort of crazy prototype or a defective machine? Phew. Okay, it seems to have stabilized. Now I think I can get a handle on the controls. Now I just need to figure out what's going on with the firearms control system. The system has been set to auto. I think I can live with that. Think it's malfunctioning? I can't tell. Transmission from the machine says, leave everything to me. Let it take the front line. Focus on launching the ship. Roger. The machine even has its own repair apparatus. Things get handy. You can heal it, basically. Alright, so this is important. At the top, you got victory conditions. That's what you need to beat the mission. The middle is how you can lose. Usually it's like if your battleship is destroyed, or one of the important characters in that particular mission is destroyed. And then SR point conditions. Use all weapons. So this is important. These are like the special things you have to do in the mission to get an SR point, and I need 51 of them. So use all weapons equipped on Vang Ray before defeating all enemies. That's easy enough. So because this is New Game Plus, my stats carried over, except for the level. The level reset, but your score, which is your kills, carries over. You become an ace pilot at 60 kills, and then a great ace at 80, and then you get an ability you get a unique ability to your unit at 60. So like the Vang Ray, which is the main weapon. Also look at the sexy beast. I love the Vang Ray's design. I really do. So the ace bonus for the Vang Ray is increased damage by 10%, increased movement by 1, which is awesome. And then I think at 80, or at great ace, everyone gets the same bonus, which is I think you start with more spirit points. So like if I wanted to use my only ability, you start at 75% instead of 50. So like instead of starting at like 30, because my max is 61, I start at 46. So that's it's really good to be ace. You can also become one earlier. So if there's a special skill where you can drop it down to 50 and 70 instead of 60 and 80. I know there's a lot of explanation, but trust me, you'll pick it up pretty quickly. So yeah, that's more or less it. You get move, which I can do right now. Move right up to him, and then I'm gonna attack. So this is a kind of a cheating way to know, but there are certain weapons you can't use unless you stand still. So think of it as like a sniper in XCOM, where they can't fire their main weapon if they move, unless you have like an ability for it. This is how you tell. The P in the middle, you can tell because it's lit up, which is the easy way, but the P in the middle means it's a move and fire weapon. So like you'll go to fire this and it'll say move and fire, meaning you can't move and fire. So we use the particle cannon Senpu, which is our first weapon. Now I'm willing to bet I'm going to destroy this thing. That was my first combat experience. I never thought I'd be a part of the battle for Earth. Mom, Dad, you give me the strength to keep fighting. This happens every time you fight, and each weapon does a different cutscene for the different mech. That's simple enough. Just kind of an easy attack. Some of them get fucking elaborate. Bronze Emblem. Destroy a total of 100 more enemies. You're not supposed to unlock that until later, but obviously I got it. Silver Emblem. Acquire a total of 28,000 or more attack points. Carried over from my last playthrough. Gold Emblem. Earn a total of 12 million or more money. Carried over from my last playthrough. I did it. I can totally do this. I'm conquering my fear. I can even go into battle with this thing. So now I can't move. Now you'll see this little number called X. I don't know what it actually stands for, but basically that's how you activate the X actions, which the most important one is Smash Hit multi-action. Smash Hit guarantees all attacks that turn will be critical. And then multi-action means if you kill an enemy, you can move again. So I'll probably do that next turn. So that's it for my turn, because I only have one unit. So then they're going to attack. The cool thing about this game is that it's very Fire Emblem-esque, where you can return fire. So you can see at the top, 82% chance to hit, 7% chance to hit. Let's increase that. 0 in will increase this by 30%, so they'll have 30% less chance to hit, and you'll have 30% chance more to hit for one turn. So that's your turn and the enemy's turn. But yeah, so now she's gonna respond with a different. But since if you're on defense, you can use any weapon, which is nice, as long as it's within like range and stuff. I'm only showing these cutscenes for the first time I do them, because they get real old real fast. But I do like this one. So this is her first like biggest attack. This is you'll pretty much use this particular attack for a while, because she gets one. The Bang Ray gets one other attack, but you have to get into sort of closer range for it. So I use this one a lot up until you get, and this is gonna be a spoiler, up until you get a second weapon. Sorry, or a second mech. In typical mech anime fashion, something happens in the middle of the game, and you have to get a new one. Okay. So again, just on defense. So because I need that super robot point. By the way, I missed this point on my first playthrough. It's so easy, and I missed it. I need to make sure I use all of my weapons, which includes the railgun. So this is the most basic of attacks. If you leave it on auto, the game will usually take care of it by only using what's necessary. So if the game knows that your mech is strong enough to kill another enemy with like a lower weapon, they'll try and like conserve resources, because every weapon either takes ammo or energy. The energy ones are a lot harder to conserve. Honestly, I've like very rarely run out of ammo. Hey, you gained the SR point, so you gain 10,000 money and you get the point. Now the way it works in this game is that it'll make the difficulty harder every time you gain a point. So like so right now we're 1 point out of 1 point, so we're going to be on hard mode. I think if you have 90% of the SR points, they'll stay on hard mode. No, I wouldn't say this machine's heavily armed. Saying this weapon happens to have arms and legs is more accurate. With the people at the lab thought this leave this behind for anyone who got stranded. This isn't about the Amuro anymore. I have to protect this weapon too. So basically, this thing's got way too many weapons. Which, by the way, 3 attacks is not that many weapons. So we're going to do multi-action. So now we can, if we kill an enemy, we can attack twice. We didn't kill this one because I had to use the weak attack, but it's okay. And because we've seen this, you can hold circle and just speed up the attack. That's one way to do it. Make things go a little faster if you still want to sort of watch the cutscenes. And then if you use multi-action too, then you can use weapons that you wouldn't normally be able to, because you can't use them and move. So that's a cool feature too. So yeah, you can speed along, or since these are the first attacks, they're not really that long. I don't mind just like speeding through them. I do think it adds to the game. I fucking love the cutscenes in this game. The fan service is amazing. The only anime I knew about going into this game was Evangelion. Like, that's the only one I'd seen. But they do it justice. They do it real justice. I've made a separate video showing off the Evangelion attacks, and it's totally worth checking out. I only showed one attack, and it's got plenty. Somehow I made it out of that alive. Time to survey the situation. What's the situation, Tokugawa? We don't have enough power to start. The lecture's coming right up. Old man, sorry for the wait. We're going to fall short even if we use all the power in the Far East. Yeah, look. Earth Federation Forces Far East Headquarters. Hang on, Okita. We're diverting power to the Yamato from Africa, Eurasia, and North America. The world pins its hopes in the Yamato, sir. So yeah, the world came together and is entrusting you with this mission. Engage. Flywheel charging. 90, 96, 100. We're at 120% energy capacity. So basically, what we're going to learn here is that that broken down ship that was in the middle of the thing, turns out it was all a ruse. It's actually a fully functioning ship. Just happened the ship was cloaked in order to avoid detection by the enemy. Was cloaking convenient? I mean, sunk battleship we saw. It's a very space battleship Yamato. I should mention this. I love the Yamato. I think it's probably my favorite battleship in this game. That's another explanation. So there's 2 types of ships in this game. There's regular mechs, and there's battleships. Battleships are a little heavier. I tend to skip through these ones, or speed these up. Actually, it's not letting me. This is a real cutscene. But I like this one a lot, because I like all the characters on it, and I like its, like, design. There's a few battleships I'm not a huge fan of, but I think my second favorite would be the Shin-Getter Robo Dragon, which we don't see until much later in the game. But yeah, I think there's like 7 battleships, and there's like, I don't know, 30 units, I'm gonna guess. In the other game, they keep it to just 3 or 4 battleships, and so you don't have to choose, and then I think they give you more units. No, the Yamato's been hit. The explosion was immense. It must have vaporized the entire ship. We spoke too soon. The Yamato was intact. Disable wave motion barrier. No damage report, sir. We did. We survived. Goodbye, sir. Well done. Thank you, sir. Alright, we'll skip through this. So, at the last second, Ensign Kisaragi Chitose and the Vang Ray ordered to join the Yamato. Is some sort of simplified directive? I mean, how am I supposed to follow this order? Hatch open. Nowhere to go but onward, I guess. Let's go, Vang Ray. I can do anything as long as I've got you. At the last second, Chitose, who wasn't going aboard the Yamato, was ordered to board. So, crazy. Then hijinks ensue because Soji was told to board too. At least the American automatically docks itself. Take a break. Let's break. So that's you. And then basically they get taken into custody because they're like, we didn't give that order. What the fuck are you talking about? And that's the end of scenario 1. Okay, so customization. So all of the money that I gained in my previous playthrough and all of the attack points, think of it as like customization, or think of it as like that's the stuff you need for parts and skill programs and stuff. All of that was gained from the last playthrough. So customization, basically this is the screen. You can upgrade a little bit at a time. Because I have a ton of money right now, I'm just gonna upgrade the entire thing. Actually, let me show off this part. So for every mech, similar to how they each get their own bonuses if they get 50 or 60 kills, then they all get their own bonuses if you get 50% customization level. So for the Vang Ray, you gain another power part slot, which is okay. I like some of the more specific ones. Like there's some where it's like this particular attack does plus 300 damage and stuff like that. But power part slot's not bad. It's always usable. So then when you increase it all the way, it's kind of the same as like a grade ace. It's the same for everyone. You can choose to increase your adaptivity. I gotta be honest, I don't know what these do. I'm just vaguely aware that it's like where you move, and like I think it's like how effectively you move in each area. I've never thought it was a big enough problem to bother worrying about it. Movement by 1, that wouldn't be bad. Have barrier and armor consumption for mechs that have like barriers, so that they like can chop off some of the damage. That can make it easier. Weapon range +1 for all weapons. But honestly, I just always go with the power parts because that's more customizable. So for instance, now we go to power parts. We go to the Vang Ray. And actually, let me do this first. I want to make sure that the Vang Ray always appears at the top of the list, so you can press square to like prioritize it. So the Vang Ray, we got 4 slots, and these are all of our parts so far. So the V circuit, movement and damage, good. So I'm going to do the gunfight supporter, which increases range weapons by 300, increases the range of those weapons, and we're going to do. So the Bronze Emblem's pretty good because it makes it so you can use more special abilities. Not super necessary this early. I'm going to give it Fairy Breath, or I'm going to give it Nine's Encouragement, which is the one that can give me Bravery if I need it. And then Silver doubles attack points, Gold doubles money. I have a lot left over, so I don't feel super like I need that. I guess I'll do Fairy Breath so that I can sort of increase the money. Because I'm still going to need a lot of money, but actually, I don't know what to do. I guess I'll do the Bronze Emblem for now, until I get better stuff. And then for the Yokita, I'll give Fairy Breath to this one, and then I'll give double money, why not? Okay, so that's that. So customization, while we're here, we'll increase the Yamato as well. I'm not going to do this for every mech, it's just that I'm pretty much only gonna customize the ones I know I'm gonna use, like, heavily, and I use the Yamato like a fuck ton. For a bit anyway. And I'll just give it the other stuff just because I'd rather they weren't like wasting space. Okay, and then skill tree. So this is the different skills you can add. I didn't look over them, but I do that now. So you can look at the pilot and the unit. So strong luck increases money by 20% when defeating enemy units. Potential. Potential is like super anime powers. You take less damage the lower your HP, so it's like harder to like deal that final blow to you. And you deal more damage because your critical goes up and your accuracy. So it's like anime bullshit powers basically. And like I have level 7, so it's pretty high up there. Support attack is a good one. It means that if there's another unit next to you and you haven't gone yet, then when they attack, you'll also deal a follow-up attack. And then enhanced attack makes it so your support attacks are criticals. Those are all fine and dandy. What I'm gonna do is, like, I need to unlock this like whole tree anyway, but we're gonna do ignore size. So every weapon or every mech has like a different size, and I think they go from like small all the way up to like XXX or something like that. And they, like, smaller units have trouble dealing damage to larger ones, so ignore size kind of gets rid of that. I'm gonna try and get 2 of those. I don't know exactly how it works. I thought the Vang Ray came with it, but I guess not. Support defend works kind of like support attack, but basically if you're next to a unit and then that unit gets attacked, if you're, let's say that the Yamato is being attacked and Vang Ray has support defend, the Vang Ray will jump in like a defensive position, so like it'll kind of brace itself and take the hit for it, which is pretty cool. I'll buy 1 of them just because it's good to have. And then guard. If your focus is higher than 130, your final accuracy of damage received from opponents will decrease, makes it so it's harder for them to hit you. Instinct makes it so your stuff goes up. Protection, I think it lowers damage if you're when facing return attacks. So all of this is good stuff. I'm just gonna buy it just because it's there. So this is the one I want. So we already have support attack, but I'm gonna buy another one. Enhanced attack is good. Save energy decreases energy consumption by like 10%, I think, for each skill level, and B does ammo. So I'll buy 1 of each, and then actually, it looks like I can buy them in any order. It must be because I'm unlocked them before, but normally you have to buy it in order, so I'm gonna try and follow that. Second attack is awesome. So what second attack does is you can basically support yourself. So the Vang Ray has second attack, then if its skill, I think it is higher than their opponents by 30, then they'll just do a follow-up attack at like half damage, which fucking destroys. Focus attack, focus defense are all good, focus at the limit, fighter spirits. I'm only buying these right now just to pimp out the Vang Ray, because it's the main weapon we're going to use. Supply parts, you can use, that's actually not that important. SP up, not too shabby. SP up just gives you like +5 for every one of these you use. So like right now, I think the Vang Ray's base is like 61, so this will make it 66. It's good for you if you want to use a bunch of special abilities. Repair, makes it so you can repair the units if you have the repair skill. Resupply, makes it so you can resupply units. I think only certain ones can use this though. Proud Ace, this is the one I was talking about where it lowers the requirement for kills. I don't super need to use these because it carries over all the kills from my last playthrough, so most of them I'm not going to need to use that on. I did abuse the fuck out of it on my first playthrough. For this and X, you need to have 25 aces, so that means at least 50 or 60 kills on different pilots by, I want to say, scenario 47. So you definitely need to abuse that, but not too much. It's helpful, but it's not like you super need it. So then there's parameters. So this is where you like just increase your stats. These ones can make it so like your mech handles better in certain situations. I've completely avoided them. I don't need them. CQB up. So this is your melee damage up. I think range affects your ranged weapon damage. I think. I've never fully figured these out. Evasion's obvious. It makes it so you're harder to hit. Hit up makes it so your accuracy increases defense, etc. These are easy enough. I'm gonna buy 6 skill ups, so right off the I'm gonna buy 8 right off the top. That should add 40 skill to me, which should make it much easier to deal that second attack. Again, I can do this because I'm on New Game Plus, but normally this stuff would be not available to everyone. So here's some other stuff. This is these are like the special skills. These cost a fuck ton, and you'll get them after some phases. I'm gonna just throw them on there right now, just to make this easier for myself. I can basically solo the game with Bang Ray with this stuff. So standby strategy makes it so if you end the player phase without any action, then you get Spirit Command Awakening and Excel. And I think Awakening, I think it makes it so you can attack again, and then Excel makes it so you can move further. I think that's what they do. I don't remember exactly what Awakening does. But I'm going to use it. SP recovery, recover 10 SP at the start, so that's good. I think normally it's 5, so that might be an extra 10. Concentration decreases the amount skills cost. That's a good one. Full counter. So what this does is whenever an enemy attacks you, you will attack first with your return attack. So it's very good. Attacker, when your focus is above 130, increases damage dealt by 20%. Dash just increases movement, which is pretty good. So as you can see, I wiped out, that took like 10%, maybe more. No, I'm sorry, that took like 25%-ish of my total attack points, and that's from my entire last playthrough. So what it does is it basically, all of the money that you gained and all of the total like attack points you gained from the last playthrough, it gives it back to you when you start New Game Plus. But I basically just used up almost all of it, so I can't do that with every new pilot I get. Only the ones I know I'm going to use the fuck out of. So now you get a skill program, pick Chitose. We're going to give her a bunch. So now we gave her Ignore Size +3, which should help. Support attack again. Actually, I don't think I meant to do that. I think for every one of those you have, you can do another support attack. I think you can only do so many per battle. And there's a trophy for doing 4 support attacks, I think. Or 4 support defense. I don't remember what it is. But I'm going to look into that later. Save energy B, or E, B, second attack, absolutely. Guard, sure. I didn't get instincts for some reason. Protection, Spirit Endurance, Fighter Spirit. So the trophy for getting 20 different skills, I'm probably going to hit here. That's, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Skill Master. So that's for getting 20 different skills on one person. Yeah, why can't you take the screenshot? I don't know why it's like this. It's been like that for a while now. Okay. And then parameter up is where you go for all that other stuff. I'm gonna just fucking shoot that skill way up. So now, honestly, this is like, that's like mid-game skill level, so I'm probably gonna be able to do 2 attacks on everyone I encounter. Which should really help me. Okay, and I'll give the scraps to Okita. So now he can do a second attack as well. Enhanced attack, although his skill's not that high, so the likelihood of him actually doing that isn't super high. So that is all the shit you can do in between. It's not always going to take that long, but sometimes it will. We're at like half an hour, so I can probably do another mission, especially if I speed through it. If you have the pre-order DLC for this, and only, I hate when companies do this, by the way. The pre-order DLC is not available, you can't just buy it. Then you get 2 characters very early. I forget what they're called. It's like the Huck Bean and the Grungurst or whatever. Otherwise, you get them in like scenario 43 long after they're useful. They're still good, but they're just not as good as they could be. And they also add to like the story and stuff, so it's not great. I actually did have the pre-order DLC, so I have a similar situation in Super Robot Wars X, but not in this one. Good old Earth. Altitude 2,400, speed 28,000, rising, exiting Earth's atmosphere, switching thrusters. Goodbye, Earth. So we have to go 168,000 light years away. I think that's what it is. First the seas evaporated, then Gamillan's invasive plants took root and ruined the land. To think we used to call it the pale blue dot when we were younger. Now I just wonder if it's even possible to save it. Is that a lack of confidence I hear? Absolutely not. There's a ship off the starboard bow, one of ours. It's the Kirishima. They must have dodged enemy fire, hanging on to the bitter end. Okita, my brother in arms. I know that your body's been through, but the choice is yours. If that's what you want, I won't stand in your way. Godspeed. We're counting on you. Incoming transmission from Commander Hijikata. It sees be calm and your battle victorious. So long, Pops. Pops. Oh, yeah. He was my guardian for a while. I just kind of slipped out. I see. The Earth is yours now, Hijikata. We're counting on you. You'll soon pass by the moon, charting a course for the Mars cruising speed. So the first 10 scenarios or so are about getting out of the solar system. Good luck, Yamato. The fate of the Earth rests on your shoulders. Then shit gets fucking wacky. So yeah, we're in between Earth and Mars. And this is where they interrogate us. Are you going to tell me the truth? You keep asking. I keep telling you that I told everything. No, I voluntarily piloted the Vang Ray. That's what I'm talking about, where it's like, each scenario is like an episode if this was an anime. Because they just repeat a lot of shit. So that's what I did. You have to believe me. You looked at me in the eye this time, which goes a long way towards erasing doubt. Fun fact. I watched the show Lie to Me. If someone looks you directly and makes direct eye contact when they're talking to you, like unbreaking eye contact, they're more likely to be lying. Because they're like thinking to themselves, I need to make eye contact so that they trust me. Fun fact. Telling you haven't done anything wrong, whether you doubt it or saying not easy now. There's a lot present in the situation that I understand. As you said, inside Kizaragi, the hatch was already open by the time you made your final approach. Inside Mirror Kermo, so also passed through the checkpoint at instant when he arrived. And somebody must have sent out the orders during confusion surrounding launch. So how about instead of taking it out on us, you focus your efforts on finding out who's pulling the strings aboard your ship? Pulling strings, you say. Suppose what? Suppose we are Starways. What then? We're going to send us back to Earth? Fine question. We're already at cruising speed. At present, this voyage is time sensitive. We certainly can't turn back, nor do we have a craft with which to send you back. So we have to stay aboard then. Don't get too excited. They said that he said he could still blast us in space like he did the stowaways back in the day. Come a long way since the age of exploration. We're not to lay a finger on you until Commander Okita has been informed. Skip. See you. Company meeting the hangar. Sure. Like I said, I'm just gonna try and skip through it. This is basically an introduction to the ship, and Chitose is going to join as the flyers, I think. There is one of the pilots. I think that's the general story. Some of this is is left over from the actual like anime or show. I don't know what the Yamato anime is. I honestly thought this was an original story for the until halfway through the game when I finally looked it up. So. Let me look. There's also, there's a flow chart to this game, and I'm only bringing it up because it tells you some of the stuff you need to do. Okay, that's easy enough. Just, I don't have to do anything early, but it goes along unlocking secret characters and unlocking special, what do you call it? There's secret scenarios that you can do, so entirely bonus missions. Complete our ascent. We're looking at Mars. That's Gamillis, or no, that's the Jupiter Empire. Gamillis is from across the galaxy. Jupiter Empire is from Jupiter. Just a quick survey. I think the Jupiter aspect, I think they come from Gundam Crossbone, because that's who's introduced in this level. So there are different enemies and stuff that you'll encounter that aren't from their main story. So Okita's big thing is that you always fight, we have a main mission, but we have to help people when needed and stuff like that. So the defeat conditions is Yamato is defeated, not the Vang Ray. They let you use the Yamato right off the bat, which is nice. So this is parts. It lets you use items and stuff. And use Fairy Breath. Give myself Bless. Now the Yamato can't attack and move except for the bow torpedo, I think. And for whatever reason, I must not be in range of it. Yeah, so you have the pulse laser, the bow torpedo. Yeah, it's very small range. And then the main cannon, all that. So now that we're in place, we'll probably attack multiple times. Luckily, it's going to take them some time to get into range. This is not going to go well for you. So this is a battleship, so it has multiple pilots. There's a few mechs that have multiple pilots, but it's mostly battleships. So that they have Foresee, which allows any one unit to completely evade attacks for one battle, which is nice. It's basically just like a free dodge. A lot of battleship captains have this one. The cool thing about it is it's listed with other commands, so you can basically, any unit can use this. So some commands you can only use on yourself, some you can use on any other unit, which is super helpful. This is Analyze, so it'll increase the damage dealt to one enemy by 10% for one turn, and decrease damage by 10%. That's really only good on like boss enemies, so I'll use it later on, but not now. Bullseye guarantees a hit, I think, but Bullseye is not the same as 4C. I think that this only applies to the Yamato. And then Excel, which increases your movement by 3 for one turn, so that's a good way to like clear across the battlefield. Actually, I didn't know he had that. If I did, I probably would have used it. And then Grit, which recovers a little bit of your own HP. So I can't really use any of these. Zero In is a great attack, but I can't really use, you know. So, as much as I like Yamato, their attacks are super fucking long. Like, this is me on speed up, by the way. I don't even know what attack they're using. Super dead. I should look at Yamato's ace bonus, because he definitely has. I definitely aced him. And see, we got double money, so we got a little bit more. And then I can probably get. Oh, so it's pulse laser. So the game is automatically using the lowest attack. Actually, oh, so all of these require them to be further away. So they came right up next to you, so you can only use one attack. So the other thing worth noting is that you need focus to activate certain weapons. You usually start with a certain amount of focus, and you get, I think you get +1 every time a unit is killed on the field, whether it's by you or anyone else, and then plus, I want to say 10 if you kill the unit. So if you have one unit just going and fucking shit up, they're more likely to gain the focus sooner. That's like their way of controlling, so you can't use all your like busted attacks right off the bat, which is good. There's ways around it, but it's kind of like their anime control. It's like, why doesn't the main character use like his strongest attack right off the bat? Well, this is why. That's 2, and I got a propellant tank, so I got a power part. Will the aircraft squad be deployed? We have no orders to do so. I can understand if they called that color were Grimillans, but the fact that we're facing off against mobile suits says to me that we should be out there too. Commander Rukia must consider this some sort of combat test of the Yamato. We've got more signals on the radar. We've got more mobile suits inbound. Alright, enemy reinforcements. That's the Crossbone. Does Gundam have a skull on it? Commander, there. Crossbone Gundams. The Crossbone, the same pirates who routed the enemy in the Jupiter War. Translation's not always great. It's mostly good. It's like 99% good. Can't believe they're on Mars. Incoming transmission from the Gundam. Verbatim, this is Tobia Aranex of the Crossbone Vanguard. Got your back. Thank you for his cooperation at once. Aye, sir. Deploy the Van Ray, Kodai. Along with the Cosmo Falcon Squad, sir? Negative, just the Van Ray. On it, sir. Why are they sending so many troops to Mars? The Jupiter Empire using Mars as a stepping stone to attack Earth? Mobile units fallen on the Yamato's position will be able to turn the tide of battle in our favor to remain within easy reach. If you drift too far out of the range of the Yamato's comms, we're going to be in big trouble. We were just supposed to travel to Iskandar. Now we're teaming with the Gundam pirate to fight the Jupiter Empire on Mars? This is crazy. Yeah, it is. If you take that out of context, that doesn't make a lot of sense. You can't let the Jupiter Empire walk all over us, though. They'll destroy Earth. Wait, what was it Officer Sonata said about the pilot verification system? Is there something about it I need to know? Come in, Kisaragi. This is Captain speaking. You have one order. Make it back alive. That is all. Roger that, Captain. You have my word. Alright, so this is actually bad. The problem with being so good is that it can kind of fuck up your SR points. So currently the one who's got the most kills is the Yamato. It's got 2, we need 4. If they attack the other units will probably be strong enough to kill them. So I might have to like manually force the units to like not attack. But for now, Okita's doing okay. So this is a 10% chance to hit. If it does hit, then so it missed. But if it had hit, then Chitose would have blocked it because she has support defense. She's using pulse lasers again. Alright, that's 3. Got a repair kit, and they didn't move for whatever reason. Okay, luckily... Oh, the other thing is battleships can use things called X orders. So instead of using like multi-action, smash, all that other stuff, they can do emergency retrieval, which lets them grab a unit and pull it inside the battleship from anywhere. Or from not anywhere, from like an expanded range. Boost focus, so it can like, I think, only boosts one ally for, then boost their focus. So it's like, if you need 120 to use an attack and they have 110, then a battleship can help out and use this. And then you can get your stronger attacks quicker. Boost X for a unit. This is a pretty good one. So this can increase their X, so that's helpful if you like need a little help getting multi-action. This is my favorite though. Select an ally unit within 5 spaces, and if you have 5 X points, you can restore an action to them. So if they've like already made their move, you can reset their counter and let them do whatever they want again. Very, very helpful. You can definitely abuse that. But it's kind of tough to get there. It's usually only like midway through the battle. That being said, let's take out another unit. So this should be the last one we need. Oh, so without even increasing Okita's skill, he's already doing second attacks on his own. That's kind of crazy. Okay. Again, I'm speeding this up. Or I think I'm speeding this up. Oh. Speed up's not working. I wonder if the first time you use it, it doesn't let you speed up. Also, I like that they made the joke that the Vang Ray has too many weapons, and then you look at the Yamato and it's literally all weapons. Yeah, these are definitely from Crossbone Gundam, I think, but I didn't realize that until now. So every time you level up, your SP goes up, and you, depending on the level, you'll gain more abilities. Hey, we got the SR point. That was flawless. This is what it's like to work under Juzo Okita, Earth's greatest commander. Don't fall asleep on the job, Koda. I've got to confirm the battle is ended. Yes, sir. We do this with the man at the helm. It doesn't matter who or what stands in our way. So you'll see like little like extra dialogue when you get an SR point. Usually, so the X points will increase. It's weird. I haven't fully figured it out. I know they increase when you kill someone. I think if you kill an important enemy, so like a boss or like someone who's above like a regular soldier, it can sometimes increase by multiples. And I think if you, in general, like every unit on the battlefield will slowly increase. I don't know if it's based on how many turns have passed or if it's like how many total kills, but I've definitely had points where I've left a unit alone and then I've come back to it and its X has been like up to 3, 4, 5. So, and then if you're a great ace, you start off with 1 right off the bat, so that's pretty good. Okay, now that I'm here, let's look at this. So, ace bonus, increase SP by 5 at the start of player phase, sub-pilots included. That's pretty good. That's really good, because I use Okita for a lot of moves. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. Actually, what are my parts? I can use that. I don't need to, though. So we're going to use that cannon. We're going to get the kill. I'm representing the entire aircraft squad. We better get peak performance. Well, Vang Ray, we promised Captain Kato would make it battle alive. We better make good on our word. Screw them off. Can't help but read it too. I love how over the top that attack is. I love the close-ups on the enemies too. Man, I love the Vang Ray. It looks like really bulky at first. It's thick, but it grows on you. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use X order, restore action, and now I'm going to use action, multi-action. It's too many actions. Basically, so what's going to happen now is I can attack this thing, and because I got a kill, I'm going to be able to go again. So now I'm going to attack this one. And that's the map. Enemy forces eradicated. The Altinian base officially liberated. Now we just need to retrieve the materials inside. I want to know more about the Earth Empire's movements at Ahiara. Make contact with that Gundam. Yes, sir. Critical. I mean, I heard the rumors, but I've got a front row seat. Gundams are no ordinary mobile suits. If that Gundam joined us aboard the Yamato, there's no telling what we could do. Here's my issue with Gundam in this game. Most of the Gundam mobile suits have the same attacks, despite being from different series. Now, that may be cool, because when you're watching the series, you may be like, oh, it's the fucking Beam Saber. I love that attack. It's so cool. But as someone who knows nothing about Gundam, it's just like they're all kind of samey to me. So I don't really use the Gundams. So things on Earth really are bad. Yes, the Yamato, shit happens. Skip. And then Bernadette's there, which is his love interest. That's not, I don't know. That's, let's skip it. Who cares? Alright. So I could customize Toby. I don't really want to, though, because I have limited money. I'll get him to half. I think that's what I'll probably do for these, because half is really cheap. So just getting them to half takes 250,000. If I get him fully maxed out, it's like 935, so saving a lot. I'll get them so that they get their half bonus, but that's it. I actually don't know how many kills Toby has either, because I don't think I used him very much. Grant special effect, barrier piercing to all CQB weapons, and increases crit by 30. Nice. Yeah, what's his damage at? Let's look at this. Also, it's weird that the Vang Ray is 6100, because I was just looking at my other file, and my upgraded... I'm going to spoil this, but you can choose between two versions of the mech. You can choose the fast one or the heavy hitting one. I chose the fast one, and my highest damage was 5300. So, clearly, things are different. Score. Okay, so Toby has 59. So I used him kind of sparingly. I could give him Proud Ace, and he would become an ace right now, or I can just get him one kill. So I'll probably just force him to get a kill. Power parts, I'll give Toby the ones we just got. So the propellant tank, which I don't like these ones very much. I don't like the ones that require you to use them. So this one you can heal by 6,000, or you can restore some energy. I don't like that as much as like one that would just say increase max energy by 250 or increase HP by so and so. I like the automatic ones because often I'll just forget I have them. So, all right, that's another one down. I'm good on skill programs, I think. Save. We're at 51 minutes. I could end it very easily, but I'm gonna do one more mission. I don't know if it's the one I'm thinking of. I think this one you just have the Vang Ray and Toby. They also change which units are available. Like, often units will leave for some reason, or you'll be separated and stuff, so it's always very different. Alright, Mars. This is where Sasha was laid to rest. That's the dead body they found with the information. She was like, I think she's supposed to be Sasha's sister, or something like that. I don't remember what the exact thing is. We'll figure it out later. Alright, moving on. Again, I like the story for this. It's just, it's really fucking long and tedious, and I'm making videos, so I can't use as many of them as I want to, or I can't watch the whole thing. Okay. There's also a lot of, like, systems ready, let's go, ah. And then I think this is, I think they're warping. Is that what this is? I forget. 1 minute confirm warp hole opening. Confirmation, Jupiter, spatial point S8630, coordinates locked. Increasing speed from 12 to 33 space knots. I don't know what a space knot is. 36 space knot. Final countdown, 10, 9, 8, 7, 8, 9, 1. Warp. Warp. That actually looks really cool. I think usually when they do cutscenes like this, it's from the actual anime, so I didn't realize that Yamato had some like 3D animations. We're now just outside Jupiter. Jupiter's satellite orbit, solar system. Orbit complete. Confirm coordinates. Our intended destination was a success. Indeed. Incredible, we did it. We increased the distance covered by each warp. Even our 168,000 light-year journey will be within reach. Don't get ahead of yourselves. Yes, sir. Commencing reconnaissance. Where are you going, Toby? The data we acquired from the following Jupiter base ahead. I'm going to scout it out. Apologies in advance. I have been flying the Vang Ray for very long. It's okay. You've got a positive outlook, which serves just fine. Yeah, you're right. I'll do what I can to help. Still not sure why Commander Akita assigned me the reconnaissance unit, though. It's because he has high hopes for you. Officer Nada, have you come to see us off? That would be so surprising. There's something to do with the Vang Ray, then? You're exactly right. Now that the first warp test is complete, I want to move forward with the exploration of your unit. Please return safely. Yes, sir. Return with the intelligence. We're going on a mission. It seems that Akita's not important. Don't move. Got some questions for you. Today is our lucky day. We get some intel before we make our way to the base. Do you really plan to make a prisoner of me? We'll spare your life, of course. Even wars have basic rules of engagement. Rules I plan to follow. Heh. What? Rules of engagement. Don't be ridiculous. I shall never be the prisoner of Earthlings. Not so fast. You can't escape from us. Stop. That's not what he's trying to... All Earthlings shall soon perish. You too shall be exterminated by Amuro Ray. Did he say Amuro Ray? Seek Jupiter. Unbelievably destroyed himself. Subject of the Jupiter Emperor. Not averse to sacrificing lives. Mentioned Amuro Ray, didn't he? Yeah. Does that name sound familiar, Chitose? It's the name of the legendary pilot from 100 years ago. 100 years ago. That would have been the 1-year war. Told him in new pilot training. He was the strongest new type in 1-year war. He was the best pilot in Earth Federation history, too. He piloted an RX-78 Gundam. They called him the White Meteor. Had more than 100 confirmed kills. So this is from Char's counterattack. I only know this because I've looked into it. They kind of treat Amuro Ray as like the original Gundam. I don't know if he is or not, but they treat him as like basically the best Gundam pilot. They do this in V and in X. So I'm like tempted to watch Char's counterattack, but it's an old fucking movie. We're gonna skip through the rest of this part. But the fact that they're mentioning Amuro Ray, someone who died 100 years ago in this thing, is crazy. Scenario 3, Memories of a Fallen Star. Like a meteor? It's Jupiter Empire's base. I just hope that Amuro Ray doesn't show up. I don't see any Gundams, that's reassuring for now, but a Gundam is the only thing he might show up in. We shouldn't let our guard down. Fair point, the Empire doesn't have a very favorable view of Gundams either. Careful, Tobia, they're piloting Gundam yourself, remember? Maybe a symbol of the Federation's honor, but to the Empire they're a sign of defiance. Believe me, I understand the significance of my X1, especially since Kincaid gave it to me. Okay, Tobia, we're going in. I'm counting on your expertise. Roger that. Let's start with the enemies on the front lines. I just hope that Amuro Ray doesn't show up. Defeat all enemies within 3 turns. That's my favorite. These ones are super fucking easy to do. Alright, he can barely move. What parts do I have? Okay. Shouldn't be too hard for Chitose to start getting kills. Yeah, I love my range. I need to leave Tobia open though. Because again, I want him to get 1 kill. And unfortunately, see, that time increased by 2. I don't know what the requirements are to get it to increase by certain amounts. Usually the AI is smart enough to go after the weaker enemies, but apparently today is not that day. Now, I'm just going to defend so that I don't attack it, because I want Tobia to be able to attack someone, so... Let's go right up to this one. I think he has one right close up. So, brand marker... Should be able to kill that. I can use intuition. Intuition is one of my favorite skills. So this does bullseye and flicker. Flicker makes you immune, or makes you guaranteed to dodge the attack for one attack, and bullseye increases your accuracy to 100 for the entire turn. So that's super fun to use. Neither of which I need to use though. Alright, let's just start off, I guess. Damn it, didn't get the kill. Okay. Here's what I do. We're going to attack in that one, and then we'll see what happens. My hope is that that mech won't attack the Vang Ray. It'll be smart and attack Tobia, because then I can finish it off. Oh, that one attacked him. Okay. So the Zanbuster I can't move, and that's his like strongest move. I should actually show these attacks off. I keep forgetting that I'm recording. The one stone cast will sink Jupiter. There's a lot of really serious enemies like that. By the way, the dude who voices him is absolutely Usopp from One Piece. It is very, very recognizable. Ah, almost killed that one too. Okay, here we go. Here's the guaranteed kill. Head Vulcan, let's do it. Sometimes the enemies have cool attacks too. I can only hear Usopp. It's just like I can't take Toby seriously at all. I don't hate Toby, and as far as Gundams go, I kind of like the design of the crossbow. I don't like the actual X, but I like the color scheme. Hey, he became an ace. Okay, so what is your ace thing? Your ace is Spirit Command, Hot-Blooded, now cost 25 SP. What? I don't know what the Spirit Command Hot-Blooded is. I actually don't remember seeing that at all. Alright, here's what I'm gonna do. Because I think the enemy's gonna come from this rock. Also, this is gonna shock some of you, but they don't always... Sometimes there are reinforcements, so you can't count all those chickens before they hatch. Alright, we're done. You get an SR point. You get 10,000 bonus money. I made it through the Vanguard. I'm still inside of Amuro Ray. If he was in there, they'd definitely be shot now. You put it that way, Arg, what's wrong? I have no idea. What is this feeling? It's coming from the base. Hang on, Tobia. Chitose, it's coming. What's coming? I don't know, but it's headed right for us. It's an evil Gundam. You can tell by the colors. Empire reinforcements. Arg. It's so fast. Oh my gosh, could Amuro Ray be piloting that thing? I don't think so. No average pilot has skills like that. I don't know quite how to put this, but the power I feel from that pilot is also emanating from that base. What do you mean? Ha! Pirate scum. If you thought you could stroll right up to the front door of our base, you're fatally mistaken. Communicating an open channel? Before you die, I should tell you that the pilot of the Amakusa you see before you is none other than the legendary new type himself, Amuro Ray. Don't you lie to me, there's no way a pilot over 100 years old can fight like that. How observant of you. He is in fact a perfect copy of the great Amuro Ray's mind. There's so much anime nonsense like this in this game. A copy. We obtained the flight computer from Amuro Ray's unit during the 1-year war. We were able to craft simulations using the data. From there, we simply had to subject our bio-brains to the simulations. Bio-brains, the organic computers which that piloting is counterfeit gun and precisely under the ultimate pilot under control. Machine the final soldier. Or something. We can't let the Emperor walk over. We have to win. Confidence. Chitose now. Got no other choice. I'm with you. Let's go. One step ahead of you. Wasting your time. Take care of them, Amakusa. Fighting against Amuro Ray's combat record. We lose faith for even a moment. We're sunk. We really defeat a weapon with the reaction time of the strongest new type, an enemy that pulls the trigger at a moment's notice? Yep. Alright, so I'm going to use Smash Hit, so this is guaranteed to be a critical. And I'm going to use my 9's Encouragement, which gives you Bravery, which I think gives you... I can usually check. Hold on. So I have... Oh, I forget what VA is. I have Persistent, which means if you get attacked, then you'll block 87.5% of damage, so you only take like 12% damage. BE, I can't remember. I think oh, Bullseye, so it's guaranteed to hit. AC, I forget what AC is. I forget what CH is too. I forget all. Oh, VA is Valor, I know that much. I don't know the abbreviations that well. So this is gonna fuck him up hard, but you can see like it's starting to ramp up. Like his HP is actually 15,000, so he's pretty much a boss. And actually, surprisingly, his skill must be high enough where Chitose can't get a second attack on him. How do I do this? Yeah, his skill is 194 and Chitose's is like 217, so it's like barely good enough to not get a second attack. We're gonna have to fix that after this. This is definitely gonna destroy him. I guarantee it. It's unlike this is unlike any enemy I've ever faced. I may not make it out of this alive. Kira, Captain Kato, I was just not. I've done my best. I'll do the trick. I love the different backgrounds too. Wrecked. That's without even using a second attack. Alright. $19,000 money. Not too shabby. Could have gotten more if I had Fairy Breath. And 424 XP. To put that into perspective, you level up at for every 500 XP. It never scales. So it's basically like a free level up, except I didn't level up. So powerful, more so than any opponent we faced yet. Toby, are you alright? I'm fine, the bleeding stopped. Besides, we have other things to worry about right now. Now that I've seen him fight, I think the legend of Amuro Ray shooting down a dozen enemies inside 3 minutes might be true. Yes, that's it, Amakusa. Excellent. We mass-produce these when we finally lay claim to the entire universe. How can we be so smug? The villains are headed this way, you know. Smug, she says. You Earthlings can never see the big picture. That's rich coming from people who continue to repeat the mistakes of their former supreme leader. Enough talk. The Amakusa will put you in. Now there's been analyzing your abilities. Oh, there's enemies now. How can we still fight all these enemies and still... How can we fight all these enemies and still take out that Amuro Ray copy? Chitose, I've got an idea. Strategy for turning this grim situation around? I don't know, but it's worth a shot. Worth a shot. Understood. You have my assistance. We have a plan. Toby, I've only known each other for a few days, but somehow I trust you. What? You're young, but you've managed to persevere through battle. Thank you. The vote of confidence gives us hope. Here we go. Okay. I'll create an opening. After that, it's all yours. Roger. Listen up, Vang Ray. We're going all out. Yes, that's it. This is the Vang Ray's true speed. Now if we can just manage to... I was right. It's getting confused by the Vang Ray's erratic movements. I don't care what kind of new type you are. You can't react to something you're seeing for the first time. Let me show you the tricks I've picked up from this X1. Hurrah! Cutscene. Oh, you know what this is? They do this sometimes. Where this is how like units gain new attacks. So I think this is... Yeah, this is Tobia gaining the Beam Zamba. So that's actually one of the things I love about this game, is that despite getting a unit, you'll continue to get new attacks for that unit, or even like upgrades to it. throughout the game, which is really goddamn cool. But that's an easy one. So Tobia now has a new attack. That was fantastic. Pull it off. Use the same combo that Kincaid did. Look at Tobia, it's still moving. Say what? That beam. Never let your guard down. A Gundam and the Yamato. You mustn't stop until the enemy has been destroyed. That voice. That last attack was pretty nice. Kincaid, is that really you? Well, you're no longer Kincaid anymore. Afraid I have to go by Kincaid now. Why? Explain later. Focus on fighting the Jupiter Empire. Tobia, fall in position. Roger. That's the Yamato. All units are to cooperate with Kincaid now and attack the Jupiter Empire's base. Hayabusa will intercept any enemies that approach from the Yamato. Gundam's Vanguard shall form the front. Say Amuro Ray, legend. Okay. I mean, it's dead. Oh, so I guess all you had to do to beat that mission was defeat the Amuro Ray. And because I did, it the game kind of broke a little bit. The units are retreating. Just going to abandon their base. Also, Amakusa be defeated. You did it! Looks like BioBrain units are getting away. We'll deal with them later. We should press our attack on the base for now. Saraki and Toby have entered the base. Hold our current position. We'll keep the area secure. Tear the base damage beyond repair. They can't mass produce those BioBrains here anymore. There you are, pirate scum. One of them stayed behind. Now that the Amakusa's gone, I have nothing left to lose. I'm going down and taking you with me. What's he doing? Press the self-destruct buttons. Base will explode in a matter of minutes. You can't be serious. You can't escape. I've sealed all the doors inside the base. How could you do this? Don't you value your own life? Seek Jupiter, glory to Crux Dargonite. Well, he's just living his life. Now he's going to throw it away. Shows that we need to find a way out of here first. I'm well aware of that. I wasn't planning on letting him get away with this. Here we go. I gain access to the base computer. Tobia, I need you to... What was that? It's happening. Tobia, talk to me. It's a voice. I can hear a voice. Okay, got it. So that's how we get out of here. Your readings are off the charts. Space is going to explode. Kisaragi, Toby! Keep going back and forth between Toby and Tobia. Did we lose them? No, they're alright. Saraki and Toby's units have reported in. Good. Great job, both of you. I'll be honest, I didn't think we were going to make it. Really just helped them escape? Wait, was the BioBrain the one guiding us? Watch out, that thing gets recovered by the Jupiter Empire could be disastrous. Destroy it at once. Negative, stand down. I think it's okay. Not picking up any activity from the BioBrain. We'll never get to say thank you. Why did it help us? Alright. That's another mission down. Hey, Kincaid, why'd you join us? It's crazy. And you, Bernadette, still. This is part of the Crossbone Gundam thing. I don't know too much about it. All I know is that the Redhead and Kincaid go by different names in X, and I think it's before Crossbone takes place. I'm not looking too deep into it. But we did get a new unit. The mass production type. I'll look into this next time. I'm not super... I used it a little bit in the beginning. I don't think I'm going to use it that much this time. It's like a mass production Gundam, so it's like even it doesn't have any unique attacks, so I'm gonna leave it. I think that's one of those fan service. It's there if you really care about it. That being said, that's all for today. Thank you guys for watching. I would love to do more of this. I'd love to beat this game and then move on to X, which has characters from Gurren Lagann, Code Geass. Fuck, there's another one too. Oh, I forget. There's another series that I've watched on that one. Let me look it up. But anyway, there's even more Super Robot Wars. So I could probably, especially since I'm on New Game Plus, I could probably go through this game relatively quickly, especially now that we got the tutorial out of the way. Or maybe not, because the battles get harder. There's more enemies and stuff, but it's fun. I like playing strategy RPGs. So, hope you guys enjoy this, and I hope you want me to play more. Honestly, I know people, if they don't really like to comment, but if you made it this far, and you're not feeling it, please let me know. Or, if you're like, fuck yes, this seems awesome, let's see how far this can go. Please leave a comment, and tell me what you thought, and I'll gladly get back to you. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.